Hey everyone, hope all is well. Welcome to another episode of Investing Kev. My name is Kevin, and in today's video, we will do a stock analysis of one of the hottest stocks in the investing community, none other than rising electric vehicle company NIO, ticker NIO. We will take a look at NIO's company overview, their financials, potential risk factors, and the future outlook of this company. Also, this channel is still very new, so any likes or hitting the subscribe button would be awesome if you like this kind of content. Any feedback on the quality of the videos would also be appreciated. I'm learning all of this content creation as I go, from video editing to microphone consistencies and the pacing of these videos. I currently have 2 stock analysis videos so far, JD.com and Teladoc. Also, if you want to follow my investing journey, I have a link to the spreadsheet in the description below. I have 4 different investing style portfolios that I am dollar cost averaging into over time, and will track to see their performance over the coming months and years to come. Within this spreadsheet, I also have 2 watch lists of dividend stocks and growth stocks, as well as a summary of my stock analysis breakdowns in different tabs. As you can see in this tab, this is a quick breakdown of my JD.com stock analysis, from the overview to the financials to the risks and the outlook, and the resources that I use for my video, and same as Teladoc. So feel free to check them out as you have access to the YouTube videos and also a typed out summary of these stock analysis videos. With all that being said, let's now learn about NIO. I am currently on NIO's investor relations page, and I want to read off their corporate profile. NIO's Chinese name, which translates to blue sky coming, originated from our vision of a future filled with blue skies. Our mission is to shape a joyful lifestyle by offering premium smart electric vehicles and being the best user enterprise. NIO Inc. is a pioneer in China's premium electric vehicle market. We design, jointly manufacture, and sell smart and connected premium electric vehicles, driving innovations in next-generation technologies in connectivity, autonomous driving, and artificial intelligence. Redefining user experience, we provide users with comprehensive, convenient, and innovative charging solutions and other user-centric service offerings. NIO is committed to a more environmentally friendly future in which improved smart electric car technologies coupled with a better car ownership experience will drive increased appreciation and adoption of smart electric cars, leading to a more sustainable future for the planet. This is the current lineup of vehicles that NIO has. On the top left is the ET7, which is currently in production and is slated to be released in 2022. We'll take a look more at the ET7 later in this video and why it's a game changer in the EV industry. On the top right, we have the EC6, which is their smart electric coupe SUV. On the bottom left, we have the ES8, which is their smart electric flagship SUV. And finally, on the bottom right is the ES6, which is their smart electric all-around SUV. If you're on NIO's website, you can take a look into more detail into each vehicle of theirs. I want to show you what's located at the central dashboard of each vehicle. This is currently the view of the ES8 dashboard, their flagship SUV. If you notice this mini robot in the middle, this is NOMI, which is the world's first in-vehicle artificial intelligence. I want to give a quick overview of what NOMI is and what it's striving for. This was back in February 2020. In the past, cars gave people the freedom of mobility. In the future, we believe cars will go one step further to free people from driving altogether, giving them the newfound freedom of time. However, NOMI, the world's first in-vehicle artificial intelligence, currently has the capabilities to go beyond standard infotainment and navigation functions. And this is an article from Electric Vehicle News talking about NOMI. They say that NOMI is an AI innovation which is part of NIO's mission to transform the cabin into a traveling digital living space for NIO's users and friends. NOMI serves a key role between the physical and digital interaction by becoming the embodiment of tailored services that facilitate a greater emotional connection between users and their vehicle. NOMI learns user preferences over time to understand the specific context of the car in relation to its owner. For instance, NOMI can set the personal seating and steering wheel positions whenever it senses the driver approaching the vehicle. Users can also give NOMI verbal commands to adjust the cabin temperature, open or close windows, or even snap in-car selfie and have it displayed on the radio screen. NOMI knows how to do the right thing for you personally, which deepens the sense of emotional engagement. And NIO believes that once autonomous vehicles are adopted, NOMI will enable productive and enjoyable free time for users in the digital cockpit. NOMI will have the ability to serve up movies, shows, games, web conferences, and software applications, or simply to go quiet and dark, allowing passengers to catch a quick nap while on the go. NIO envisions a promising future in which NOMI will enhance their lives by making us more playful, productive, and peaceful. To tie things in with NOMI, NIO emphasizes driving smart effortlessly. They have NIO Pilot, which was developed in-house, empowered by Mobileye IQ4, which boasts over 20 driver assistant features and supports firmware over-the-air updates. One thing that makes NIO stand out is their company portfolio when it comes to battery charging. They have their famous battery swapping stations right there in the middle. They have fast charging stations, which is on the left. They have home charging setups, also on the left. And they also have mobile charging, which is on the right, where NIO drivers will actually meet you where you are and charge your car for you. I want to share this quick clip from NIO on their power swapping station. If you YouTube NIO power swapping stations, you'll see quite a few YouTubers film their experience with it, which is cool to see. Also, what makes these battery swapping stations cool is that it's enabled by over 1,200 patented technologies. The swapping stations also include automatic battery and electric system checks during each swap to ensure that the car and battery are at their best. And on a side note, NIO also has a sports car called the EP7, which is one of the fastest electric cars in the world. This is a video from May 2017 if you want to check out, where they set the Nürburgring Nordschleife lap record in Germany of 6 minutes and 45.9 seconds. And if you didn't know, NIO is also a part of Formula E, which is the electric car version of Formula One racing. I want to take a look at NIO's financials, and we'll be taking a look at their annual report, which came out a few months ago. This is their 5-year summary, and we only have 3 years worth of data from their vehicle sales, which started back in 2018. You can see that the revenue is going up each year, and in 2020, they brought in 16.2 billion RMB, which is roughly about 2.5 billion US dollars. From 2019 to 2020, they had a 107% increase in revenue from 7.8 billion to 16.2 billion renminbi. Taking a look at 2020, they had a total cost of sales of 14.3 billion renminbi, for a gross profit of 1.8 billion renminbi, which is the first time they've been profitable. But if you take a look at the operating expenses highlighted in pink, you can see that NIO is putting their profits back into research and development, as well as selling, general, and administrative fees. So they saw a net loss of 5.3 billion renminbi, which is roughly 813 million US dollars. Taking a look at NIO's balance sheet, you can see their total assets growing quite a lot, with a huge jump from 2019 to 2020, where they currently have 54.6 billion renminbi in total assets, compared to the total liabilities of 22.8 billion. NIO is more than able to pay off their existing liabilities with their assets if they had to. NIO is trending towards profitability in the coming years, but as we'll see later on, as a growth company, NIO will continue to have to take their profits and reinvest back into their company so they can fend off any competitors and continue to grow their company. I want to take a look at NIO's May 2021 Delivery Update News Report, which came out a couple weeks ago. NIO states that they delivered 6,711 vehicles in May 2021, representing a solid 95.3% year-over-year growth. The deliveries consisted of 1,400 ES8s, 3,000 ES6s, and 2,300 EC6s. And as of May 31st, 2021, cumulative deliveries of the ES8, ES6, and EC6, they reached 109,514 vehicles. And taking a look at this graph, you can see the 2021 cumulative deliveries growing month over month. You can see the comparisons in 2020, when back in February 2020, they only delivered 707 vehicles, while in 2021, they did 8 times the amount, nearing 5,600 vehicles. The overall trend month over month, year over year, looks really promising that NIO is leaving its mark in the large vehicle consumer market in the world. When I take a look at the future of NIO, there are quite a few things that stand out, which I want to talk about. The first one I want to talk about is this article from last October from Reuters, which talks about China's push for renewable energy in their fight against climate change. This article has come out saying that the China Society of Automotive Engineers states that sales of new energy vehicles in China, which is already the world's biggest auto market, will jump to 20% of overall new car sales by 2025 from just 5% now, and to 50% by 2035. It goes on to say that Chinese President Xi Jinping in September announced plans to boost the country's Paris Climate Accord target, saying that it would achieve a peak in carbon dioxide emissions before 2030 and carbon neutrality before 2060. The industry expects China to sell around 1.1 million NEVs this year. And this article from CGTN talks about China's promotion of new energy vehicles, which is key to their carbon neutrality plans. In the article, they interview a Chinese citizen living in Shanghai who says that they spend 1,500 yuan, which is 200 US dollars each month, to fuel their conventional vehicle. In comparison, they only spend 60 yuan, or roughly $10 USD, per month on her new energy vehicle. The article goes on to say that there's a large cost savings when purchasing a new energy vehicle, which is registration plates. Joe spent 3 years bidding on a plate for a fossil fuel-based vehicle, but failed. And that pushed her to buy her new energy car, which came equipped with a free Shanghai plate. These registration plates are around 100,000 yuan, which is roughly 15,000 US dollars. If you're driving in Shanghai without a Shanghai plate, you aren't allowed to drive on the inner ring roads at peak hours. It's these restrictions that are attracting many people to buy new energy vehicles. So far, the Chinese government and new energy vehicle manufacturers are doing everything they can to make electric vehicles more affordable, whether it's through free installations of charging stations, tax exemptions, and discounts, which are all efforts to reduce carbon emissions. Next, I want to take a look at NIO's partnership with JAC. JAC is the current manufacturer of NIO's cars. In this news release, from May 2021 to May 2024, JAC will continue to manufacture the ES8, ES6, EC6, ET7, and potentially other NIO models in the pipeline. In addition, JAC will expand its annual production capacity to 240,000 units in order to meet the growing demand for NIO vehicles. NIO will be in charge of vehicle development and engineering, supply chain management, manufacturing techniques, and quality management and insurance. Jiang Lai will be responsible for parts assembly and operation management. Currently, JAC's manufacturing capabilities is 120,000 NIO vehicles yearly. They're doubling that to 240,000, which shows the confidence of NIO's management to expand to meet the needs of a rising industry, in not only the largest automobile market in the world, but the push for new energy vehicles. Battery as a service is a huge factor that makes NIO stand above the rest of its peers, not only domestically in China, but globally. If you don't know what battery as a service is, it's where customers can buy the car without the battery. They can then opt in for a monthly battery subscription where they can save up to 128,000 yuan off from the car price. Taking a look at this image, you can see if customers opt in for the 70 kilowatt battery, they can have savings of 70,000 yuan, which is roughly 11,000 US dollars. And when they opt in for the 980 yuan per month plan, that is roughly $150 US. If they were to opt in for a 100 kilowatt hour plan, they save 128,000 yuan, which is roughly 20,000 US dollars, with a $230 monthly fee. And the nice thing with the battery as a service, customers can upgrade their battery if they wanted to. Why is battery as a service huge? Well, NIO says that it's more reassuring when it comes to car ownership. You have unified battery management, which keeps every battery in its optimal condition, where worries of battery degradation are no more. You also have better resale value because the car is independent of its battery, because the battery is the most expensive part when it comes to new energy vehicles. We saw a brief glimpse earlier in this video, but I want to take a deeper look at the ET7. The ET7 is NIO's flagship sedan. This car was unveiled back in January 2021 during the NIO Day and is expected to be delivered early 2022. When I scroll down a little bit, I see that it says the ET7 is another evolvement of NIO's design DNA. They have double dash daytime running lights, integrated X-bar, 3D heartbeat taillight, and it's pure and more progressive. And looking at the exterior, it's designed for autonomous driving. It is a breakaway from the conventions and perfect integration with the autonomous driving sensing units. And looking at this, you can see the headlights and the taillights. Things look really sleek with this car. It looks really clean, and it looks like a really fun car to drive. And NIO has repeatedly said that they want to make your car an extension of your house. Looking at the interior, this is a very sleek looking car. It is spacious, cozy, refined, and a second living room. NIO says that the interior of the ET7 blends futuristic technology and modern design. The floating displays, two-spoke, two-tone steering wheel, and invisible smart air vents make the cabin sophisticated and cozy. And NIO also offers a waterfall ambient lighting. The lighting that gently surrounds the whole cabin comes in 64 different colors and is customizable based on your preferences and scenario to create a unique environment. And you can see in the center dashboard is NOMI, which we talked about earlier. And one thing that makes the ET7 stand out among its peers is the NIO Aquila Super Sensing, which features 33 high-performance sensing units, which redefines the standards of autonomous driving sensing systems on production models. Also, currently NIO offers 70 and 100 kilowatt-hour batteries. In late 2022, they're going to release a 150 kilowatt-hour battery, which is expected to have a 1,000 kilometer or 600-mile range, which is huge in the EV industry. If you want to learn more about the ET7, I would highly recommend you check out the Fully Charged show on YouTube. They are a great channel. I am not in partnership with them, but they do a lot of awesome videos, and one of them is their ET7 video that came out recently. The video is called the NIO ET7 Sneak Peek, and right behind is the NIO ET7, which in my opinion looks incredible. but they do a great breakdown of what to expect in the coming year when this car is released. NIO is very in tune with the customer experience. They put such a huge emphasis on NIO as being a lifestyle, just like Apple does. They offer the NIO House to NIO users. These are clubhouses for users, which is a community to share joyful experiences and grow together. These NIO houses have 7 main areas. They have a lab, which is to help boost productivity and bookable meeting rooms and shared workspace. They have a library where you can indulge yourself in knowledge or relaxation. They have the NIO Cafe, which is to savor and signature coffee by NIO's finest barista. They have a Joy Camp, where kids can explore, create, and grow. They have the gallery, which you get to know NIO and its products. They have a living room where you can relax and meet like-minded people. And they have their forums where you can spark ideas and inspiration. Quite often, I see NIO compared to being the next Apple, and I can definitely see some overlap. NIO is trying to go beyond their cars. They're trying to get you to be a part of their ecosystem, and these NIO houses stand out. They're selling a lifestyle to you, like Apple does with millions of people in their daily lives using iPhones, MacBooks, and also entertainment through Apple TV, and possibly a future Apple electric vehicle car. NIO is building that lifestyle for their users and hopes that non-NIO users are drawn into wanting to be a part of that community down the road. And one last thing I want to talk about in regards to NIO is the future of NeoPark in China. This is news released back in April in regards to NeoPark, and it continues to reinforce China's push for renewable energy to do their part to fight climate change. So what is NeoPark? In this news release, it says NIO is honored to be one of the largest members of NeoPark, a world-class smart electric vehicle industry cluster encompassing innovative research and development of vehicles, core parts and components, and autonomous driving, envisions becoming a pioneering innovation chain with global competitiveness. NeoPark is a hub for hundreds of key supporting enterprises and a highly clustered full-fledged industry chain. NIO is one of many companies in NeoPark's vision. The 17,000-acre park features 3 main function areas: smart manufacturing, R&D and living space, and eco-park. NeoPark aspires to be green and environmentally friendly and contributes to peaking carbon emissions and achieving carbon neutrality. The park aims to be an innovative highland for top-notch talent to accommodate over 10,000 R&D personnel and 40,000 technical workers. With an annual production capacity of 1 million vehicles and 100 gigawatt battery, NeoPark is expected to realize a gross yearly output of renminbi 500 billion. Here are some visuals of the park. You can see that it's massive and it's really green given the nature around it, but also the solar panels on top of the buildings, which I believe will be completely dependent on renewable energy. You can see NIO's building right here in NeoPark. In the next photo, you can see NIO's building is right here, centered, and I think it's on top of the lake, which is really cool actually. And so you can see how green, how lush and massive this future NeoPark is going to be. I want to take a look at some risk factors that NIO is currently facing and will continue to face as a company in the coming years. The first one is that they have not been profitable and only recently started generating positive cash flows from operations. NIO is currently focused on the growth of their business, and they have stated that they're making significant upfront investments in research and development, service network, and sales and marketing to rapidly develop and expand their business. Given the intensity of the auto industry, I expect NIO to rightfully reinvest their profits back into the company for the years to come, as they want to expand globally and continue to roll out better and more advanced cars. NIO also states other factors that may hurt their goal towards profitability is lack of demand of vehicles and services, increasing competition, and challenging macroeconomic environments such as COVID-19. Another risk is that NIO has limited operating history and they face significant challenges. They've only been rolling out cars since 2018, so they are still very new to this industry. Their max capacity right now is 120,000 vehicles, and they have not hit that mark yet annually. Their partnership with JAC is expected to reach 240,000 vehicles annually, so this is a true test that we'll see whether NIO can rise up to the occasion. Speaking of their partnership with JAC, another risk factor is manufacturing in collaboration with partners that is subject to risks that are out of their control. JAC may run into troubles, NIO and JAC may have disputes with each other, and that can negatively affect their business. But as of right now, NIO and JAC seem to have a strong relationship. Another huge risk factor is expansion. NIO states that they may face protectionist policies that could, among other things, hinder our ability to execute our business strategies and put us at a competitive disadvantage relative to domestic companies. For example, I can easily think off the top of my head if NIO was trying to make its way into the United States. A few weeks ago, when Biden visited the Ford factory for the F-150 Lightning, he was talking that America has to be prioritized first. I have a strong belief that Tesla, Ford, General Motors would all have favorable policies that incentivizes people to purchase American before they look into the Chinese EV company. You can also look at the current landscape of US-China relations. from the tariffs to just political tension, and things are pretty rocky still, and there is currently no end in sight for it. NIO also states that international expansion may also require significant capital investment, which could strain our resources and adversely impact current performance while adding complexity to our current operations. And last but not least, competition. NIO is already dealing with its own domestic competitors, such as BYD, which is an established car company that focuses on passenger and commercial vehicles. We have newcomers such as XPeng in their featured P7, Li Auto with their Li 1 SUV, and of course Tesla, which started delivering cars in late 2019 in China. But it's not just those players. You have traditional car companies that focus on internal combustion engines that are now rolling out their EV cars. You have General Motors, which is rolling out their Hummer EV, their Cadillac Lyriq, and their Chevrolet Bolt EUV. You have Ford, which just released their F-150 Lightning, which is supposed to compete with the Tesla Cybertruck. You have Daimler, which is the owner of Mercedes-Benz and their lineup of electric vehicles. You have Toyota, and if you look at this image, you can see all their cars all going to be electric down the road. And you have Volkswagen, which just came out with the Volkswagen ID4, which is the winner of the 2021 World Car of the Year. You can see there's a ton of competition, and NIO will need to fight against newcomers, but also legacy brands. I want to take a look at NIO's price target. At the close of the stock market today, NIO is at $47.36, up $2.34 on the day, which is a 5.2% gain at the close of June 17th. 8 Wall Street analysts have a strong buy rating for the stock with an average 12-month price target of $61.91, which would roughly be a 31% upside. The highest prediction is $81 and the lowest is $50. These are ratings within the past 3 months, so I'm not sure how long ago this was and if it will be updated anytime soon, but the market is definitely keeping an eye on NIO, and I think given all that we've seen so far from NIO, the bullishness is there. When I take a look at the future NIO, there are many things that I'm excited about. First off, these cars look good. It doesn't sound like it's that important, but there are definitely some new electric vehicles trying to enter the market space that just do not look good. So to have a lineup of cars that look really nice and are very strong with technology is awesome. I look at the governments in China, Norway, the EU, and potentially the rest of the world where NIO is trying to enter the market, and these are governments and people who are bought into the idea of renewable energy. Their governments set the standards and lead the way in fighting against climate change, and one of the key things is replacing internal combustion engine vehicles with clean energy cars. Looking at the numbers, NIO's deliveries, both monthly and yearly, are trending upwards. They're on pace to becoming profitable, and they sell you on a lifestyle that is reflected not only in their vehicles, but through NIO House and NIO Life. And NIO's partnership with JAC, they are doubling their current capacity of 120,000 vehicles per year to 240,000 vehicles per year in the next coming 3 years. Also, NIO has a strong customer service. They're prioritizing the needs of their customers first, trying to give them unmatched customer service compared to any other car company out there. That resonates with people whether it's in person or through their app. They value that, and I can think of a few companies with good customer service that I will always prioritize them first in their respective industries, whether it's airlines, hotels, grocery stores, etc. The future of the automobile industry is electric, and I think NIO has positioned itself well because management is strongly led by William Li. His vision is there, and NIO is executing each step really well. There is no doubt competition will make the road even tougher, but NIO, through its battery as a service, battery swapping stations, NIO Vehicles meeting you where you are and charging your car where you're at, that's huge. That makes NIO stand out above its peers. I'm excited for the future of the EV industry. There will be companies that don't make it. It will be a cutthroat industry, and at this point in time, I really believe NIO will be one of the biggest EV companies in the world in the coming years. We'll see in due time, but in my opinion, they will get there. NIO is one of my favorite stocks to own in my portfolio. If you like this breakdown of NIO, please give a thumbs up and please consider subscribing, as I will keep creating content like this for different companies. Until next time, take care, stay safe.